Alright, so we're at the next part of the video here, and now we're going to be doing our resculpt. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some water and place it on the mane with your fingers. Alright, now you could use all different sorts of tools to do this. I've used pencils and pens and everything else under the sun. So I have a pencil here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start. Let me see if I can zoom in here, guys. Hold on. Woo! There you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start accentuating the hair, and I'm going to start pulling the Apoxie Sculpt together so that it starts forming like flowing manes, and we're getting rid of those lines from the individual sets of hair that we put in. Now, of course, you know, your tools of the trade will be all different sorts of things you may find around the house. Just depends on what you want to work with. I've worked with all different sorts of things in terms of items that I find very useful when sculpting, but it's totally up to you. Now remember, you want to keep the Apoxie Sculpt moist because it'll help smooth out the lines. Now, of course, this is very good to do this in sections at a time. Like I said, don't do it all at once because, you know, it does harden, and you don't want it to start hardening. Like if you decide to do the mane and then you have a whole bunch and you say, well, okay, I'll put it on the tail and then I'll get to it. That's not always generally the case. Sometimes it actually takes longer to do one spot than what you think, and your Apoxie Sculpt will start hardening the minute you mix it. So it's not a good idea. Do one section at a time, guys. So finishing up here. And then, of course, you use your water just like you would with clay to help smooth out anything. And then what you'll need is an old brush, something that may be damaged because of paint or for whatever reason. Like I have one here that's got quite a bit of grum on it. And what you're going to do is you're going to get it wet, and you're going to take it and you're going to smooth out the mane. And of course you probably will have to do sanding after this. This is just one of those things you gotta do. Now it will take overnight to officially harden all the way, so you don't want to mess with it until then. You want to make sure that it gets a really nice bond to the plastic, and of course if you mess with it or prime over it when it's not fully dry, it will not harden properly and you may have problems down the road. So let it sit overnight, as you can see here. Okay. Now remember what I said is I'm actually going to make this guy's mane flowing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel up the top parts of the mane here. Like that, but you want to make sure that you try to get them to kind of flow all together, to harden all together, because they will be much weaker if they're not. So you can see there, I pulled it up so it looks like it's flowing backwards. Just like that, so it's kind of flowing. Now what I'll do is I'll let him sit overnight. I won't touch him, I won't do anything with him, because I do want this to harden and I want it to harden properly. So yeah, that's basically what you do. And you do that with the same thing with the tail, you do the same thing with the forelock, and yeah, this takes time and practice. So if you got any questions, let me know.